Four seasons lost. In Austin, I saw pause. My eyes crawled to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin on dice and woes of life. Love deprived, look at her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise, crystal chandeliers, moments reflected. Often mirrors appear clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raving in grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near, stay there. Remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose.
Boom, boom, boom. Yes, we do. We manifest dreams here on the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and you know where we're coming from today. We are coming from Georgia's Happy Hog, which is where we normally do the show as much as we can on Tuesdays. And, of course, I've already, wait here. I pretty much have already had my lunch. That's why I'm a little late coming on today. Figured I want to enjoy my lunch because usually I get here just in time to try to, get set up for the show, but don't really get a chance to eat. So I was like, man, I'm starving. I didn't have breakfast this morning. I'm like, forget that. I'm going to grub. And guess what I did? I grubbed on some hot links, some smoked bologna, some mac and cheese, and I had potato salad today, which I normally have greens. But I went ahead and got my mac and cheese and potato salad. So next week I'll go potato salad and greens or beans. I might go do that. But anyway, just want to say if you haven't been to Georgia's Happy Hog before, it's some place you definitely want to go. Talking about Georgia's Happy Hog here at 712 Corbertson Drive, just east of Lincoln, right in front of the Capitol. And I'd suggest that you come by and get whatever they've got. Getting some revive back here. You want to come in? They've got a multitude of things. You can get dinners. You can do all kinds of things here at Georgia's. Like I said, you can get 1 or 2 meat dinners. You can get 3 meat dinners. You can get about a half pound, quarter pound, full pound ribs, rib ends. Whatever it is that you desire, I highly recommend it. And of course, the greens, and then of course they do have cornbread. And last week I had greens and cornbread along with my mac and cheese, and I had ribs last week. Yeah, which is very unusual. Sometimes I don't always get ribs, but I got ribs last week, and they were fantastic. So, by all means, come by to Georgia's, and we want to thank YNB, of course. Family owned and operated since 1912, the bank that makes things happen. They're the ones you can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com for any loans that you might need. That's www.ynbok.com. We want to thank them for their sponsorship, which allows us to go weekly to minority and women, minority, and black-owned businesses around Oklahoma City, giving them some love. So we want to thank YNB for their support of that. So with that being said, remember that tonight the USA women's team, we just beat Colombia on Saturday 3-0. We play tonight at 9 o'clock. If you want to watch that, that will be on ESPN. So go and support our women national team, 4-time World Cup champions. So if you want to go support them, I suggest you do. And I will be watching the game tonight. As you can see, I have on my USA men's jersey. And in fact, I need to get me a women's jersey. They have where's it at? They have 4 stars across there. Of course, U.S. men have not won a World Cup, so they have 0 stars, but the women have 4. So I need to get me a women's jersey so therefore when the women are playing, I can wear the women's jersey. When the men are playing, I can wear the men's jersey. So that way that I've got everybody taken care of. I don't have just more supporting one team or the other, which I'm not, but I need to be able to have jerseys for both. And yes, this is the only thing red that I have in my closet, FYI. Just letting you know on that. So anyway, we support the women's team tonight, 9 o'clock. ESPN. So that'll be going. We're going against Columbia. We just beat them 3-0 Saturday, so we'll be going against them again. I look for Columbia to be a little bit different and probably give a little bit better showing than they did in the first, and then hopefully the USA team will come back and match their victory. So we're looking forward to that, and we'll see what happens with that. Now in the NBA news, shocker, Kyrie Irving opted in. All that smoke. Oh, I'm going this. I'm going to take this team. This team wants me. Kyrie, nobody wants you. Nobody wants you. Nobody wants somebody who can just take, 7 days because they don't feel there's a tragedy. Oh, well, I'm affected personally. You don't even know any of those people. Let's give you an excuse to take 7 games off because you didn't want to go on an 11-day road trip and play 7 games. That's what it came down to. And then you think that just because you're supremely talented, and you are, that you can just do whatever you want. And I applaud the New Jersey Nets for saying, look, we're not doing it anymore. Don't cow down to the players. I'm all about players having some power. I don't mind that at all. But when you go and you do what you did and you abuse the power, it's like everybody can get mad at LeBron all he wants. He plays out his contracts. KD, they play out their contracts, then they move. You can't get mad at them. It ain't like James Harden, all these guys demanding trades. KD never demanded a trade. He played out his option in Oklahoma City, he left. He played out his option to Golden State, he left. He said, I'm going to sign for this long, and I'm going to play this many for this many years, and then I'm gone. I'm going to play for this long, and then I'm gone. He and LeBron both, no matter what you say about them, they both did and held out their obligations with the team that they signed with. Kyrie wanted to be signed and trade. He thought he was going to go to the Lakers. Lakers, looked at this. They have $132 million just between LeBron, AD, and Russell. They're already in salary cap hell, and luxury tax already $132 million. So what are they going to go do with you? There's nothing to do with you. There's nowhere for you to go. There's nothing for the Lakers are screwed. They're stuck with Austin Reeves as their starting point guard. They're trying to draft and just get anybody they can to get up and play because they have no room for nothing. They're jerk. Until next year. And then the question is, does LeBron accept his 2-year, $97 million extension? Because he'll have to do that sometime this year for next year. So he needs to do that. And whether he's going to opt in for 2 more years with the Lakers, which I think he probably will. Then you got AD coming back there. We know Russell, there's no chance in hell the Lakers will resign him. So they'll have $47 million in cap space after next year. Or they can just buy Russell out and just be done with it and go ahead and revamp. Because the Lakers, by doing this deal, they completely screwed themselves. And they bowed down to LeBron, and that's the problem I have with him. This is the team that you wanted, LeBron. This is what you wanted. You didn't want Buddy Hield, which the deal they already had. You didn't want DeMarco Rosen, whose agent called Magic and said, hey, my boy wants to come play for you. And you didn't do it. So I don't want to hear it. LeBron, step up and say, yes, I'm the manufacturer of this team. I'm the one that put Lakers in salary cap hell. I'm the one that put the Lakers in this position because I didn't want to keep the team that I previously had. And then I'm going to add Buddy Hield, who's a shooter. And then I'm going to add DeMarco Rosen, who arguably has the best mid-range game in the league right now. So let me add tons of players. But no, I'm going to go get Russell Westbrook, and I'm going to go get Carmelo because those are my boys. And I'm going to help them do that. And then instead, you trade for Russell, and you give up all your good players. Now, I know Kuzma and LeBron weren't friends because of Kuzma, what he said about how LeBron necessarily working out. I understand all that, but to me, I just don't. I'm just so frustrated. I'm just so frustrated right now. So, but let me go ahead and take this break and thank my other sponsors, Collaborative Logic. Of course, if you have any IT needs or anything you want to do with these guys, those guys are the perfect people for that. And of course, just hit my boy Russell up if you have any IT needs. Then of course SRB, Mark Long. Oh man, my boy Drew is trying to hit me up, and I'm trying to get with him and hook him up, but my Zoom is not working for some reason, which it does that from time to time. But anyway, Mark Long over at SRB, hit my boy Mark Long up if you if you have any needs. They are really all about being behind the scenes. That's what they are. They like to come in and they can do all your road, any construction that you might need as far as surveying. Those guys are right on point with that, so I suggest that you go to them. And then also my boy Jose Fierro and his dump trucks. If you need him, he's the man for that. And of course, Greg and Max Nafee at Nafco. They do a multitude of things, so you might go ahead and call them up. Hang on a second, everyone. I'm trying to hit Drew up. Sent link. Boy, that boy, he's a handful. Sent him a link yesterday. Did he hit me up? No, didn't want to be on the show, but you want to be on the show today. Sent me no Drew Henthorne picks. I guess he'll just do those random right here on the show since he did not send them to me in advance. You know, it's nothing but baseball anyway, so I don't really care if he sends it them. You know, it's not hurt my feelings. All I care about is really basketball and the real sports. Sorry, my baseball guys. I'm just kidding. But anyway, I want to say that to get back to the Kyrie deal, you have nowhere to go, and then LeBron, you're the one who put the Lakers here. Now you're trying to leave. You left Miami, they were in shambles. You left Cleveland, they were in shambles. Anywhere you go and you leave the team in shambles. And then they've got to get back, and it takes them 3 or 4 years. And Cleveland has finally gotten back. They did great in the draft. They've got some players. So I love what they have done there in Cleveland to build that back up. And they're talking about LeBron's going back to Cleveland. For what? He don't like playing with young players, and you're going to send him back there? Why? Why would you send him back? He don't want to be there. He don't like young players. So why would LeBron want to go back to Cleveland? That makes zero sense that he would do that. So I don't believe that. And then who cares about his next landing spot anyway? I'm not. Golden State is where he wants to be. You know that. So he's already made that clear. And we'll see what happens. And, of course, John Wall, the Houston Rockets have bought him out and are going to free him up to go to where he wants to go. And, of course, he's going to go to the Clippers. And the Clippers are going to be stacked now, even though they do have Reggie Jackson and they do have Carmelo. They do have, Paul George. So they'll be set. And as far as their other superstar, I don't know if he's going to play. Nobody knows if he's going to play. We don't know if the guy's going to play. Sometimes he wants to play, sometimes he don't. Who knows what he is going to do. So we'll see if he shows up. But anyway, I see my boy Drew Henthorne has joined me. How you doing, big man?
What's going on, brother?
Nada, my friend. Just sitting here, just trying to figure out what's going on with John Wall now. I was just talking about that. And, of course, Kyrie is stuck where he's at.
Yeah, that kind of surprised me a little bit that Kyrie went back to Brooklyn with all the hubbub about it, but that was where the money was. I don't think anybody else is going to pay him $37 million or whatever it was.
Well, he found the whole thing with Kyrie. There's no market for him. Nobody wants him, bro. Nobody.
Nope, except for LeBron.
Yeah, except for LeBron. That's it. Nobody wants him. Drew. The whole thing is that he misplayed his hand. He thought he's better. The problem with Kyrie is he thinks he's LeBron and KD. He's on their level. He's not.
Nope.
And the difference between him and them is they played out their contracts. They did what they had to do. They didn't really cause any ripples, and they left. I can't say that about Kyrie. I just can't. You know what I mean?
Yep. Nope. Gotcha. 100%. Especially after all of his debacle last year and moving forward. Can't really count on him, and there's not very many organizations out there that are going to fork over $40 million to not know for sure if the guy's going to play 40 games a year.
I know I'm not. Are you?
No. Oh.
That's just crazy.
And the John Wall doesn't surprise me because Clippers are where veteran guards go to die. He can go there.
Well, Reggie Jackson has done pretty good. Reggie Jackson's done really good there.
But I'll let him have them. Go ahead. They're still not going to win anything. You're still the Clippers.
Yeah, you're still the Clippers. I agree with that. They're still the Clippers, and I wonder what all they're going to do. And it's like with the Lakers we were talking about earlier, Drew.
And they're going to have to move somebody.
$132 million, bro.
Wall, aren't they?
Well, the Lakers at $132 million, and so what are they going to do? You know what I'm saying? They're screwed. The Lakers, they're $132 million, all right, with LeBron, Kyrie, and KD. With LeBron, KD, and Russell. They're at $132 million already. What are they going to do? Where are they
Mm-hmm.
going to go?
I mean, they're basically going to have to look to the guys they got there, and hopefully they can find a veteran exception out there somewhere, and go find somebody who can shoot the basketball. They sure can't do that.
Well, they got Austin Reeves, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just,
Yeah.
I was these OU fans. I was like, y'all need to chill out. Austin Reeves can't play.
No,
He
he's
can't
not.
play. Yeah, I mean, I like him. He's like Lindy Waters. They can't play.
He can play in a situation where there's nothing to play for and the team's out of the playoffs and basically they're just rolling the ball out on the floor and nothing matters.
Right.
That's when he's going to be good.
Yeah, and this is the whole thing. Like I told these guys, I said, if they hadn't traded for Westbrook and hadn't got Carmelo, Austin Reeves would not be on the Lakers squad.
No,
There's nowhere to
wasn't
put
room
him.
for him.
There's nowhere
But
to
I
put him.
mean, to be honest, they may need him next year. The Lakers aren't going to be very good next year.
No.
I mean, they're going to be the same team they were this year and 1 year older. Ron's going to be 1 year older. Westbrook's going to be 1 year older. And you just hope you get 60 games out of AD.
You hope you get 60 games out of AD. I
Yeah,
don't see him getting
hope.
60 games out of AD, bro.
But I mean, even at that, I mean, even when he was playing, he wasn't that productive. I mean, I
Well,
don't remember just games. I don't remember games just watching him play last year, just going, man, he looks great. He's dominating. You know.
Yeah, but
Didn't
Drew,
happen.
that's the problem with him. He's dominating and then he's not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? AD, the problem with AD is he doesn't work at his craft. He's got his chip. He doesn't really care. He's made 200, 300 million or whatever he's made. He doesn't really care. He's not motivated in any kind of way to make him want to do something different other than what he's doing, and that's a fact.
Yeah. 100%.
And it's sad. So,
Just goes by what he's doing this summer.
yeah.
I mean, he should be in the gym, working out every day with Hakeem or somebody, losing that baby fat and trying to get stronger and work on your game. But what's he come back with? I haven't picked up a ball since April.
I don't think he doesn't care, Drew. He just doesn't. He's one of those guys, typical in a lot of these NBA players in today's game. They're making so much money that they have no drive. Incentive. Incentive is a better word. They have no incentive to go work on their game because I'm guaranteed 190 million, or I'm guaranteed 220 million, or I'm guaranteed 250. What I'm getting paid no matter what. It's like John Wall hadn't played in 2 years and has made $94 million in 2 years and hadn't played. So you see what I'm saying, Drew? So what motivation does he have to come out and do something? I made 90 million.
Yeah, well, and it'll show too. In the first of the year, he'll come out and have 8 games, and then he'll miss 5 because he twists an ankle or back hurts or wrist hurts, or there'll be something to where he'll have to sit out 10 or 15 games, and the Lakers will be under 500. It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, it is a vicious cycle. It really is.
It's like eventually you're going to have to cut bait and be like, well, count that chip we won, and let's move on down the road, and let's go ahead and move LeBron, and we can put some pieces around AD, so be it. Need to move LeBron and Westbrook. But, of course, Westbrook's going to dial into the $48 million contract.
Well, of course he is.
Nobody's going to pay him $48 million except us.
No. Well, we have no choice.
And I wouldn't go as far as to say no one's going to pay him $24 million, half of it.
No. And then it's like them trying to think he's going to come to Oklahoma City. He's not going to come to Oklahoma City.
Retire.
Well, yeah, he'll do that. I mean, he'll come here for the 1 year to sign and retire and move on and get his standing ovation and all of that. He'll do all that. But Drew, who would? Anyways,
it's a joke. I mean, it's gonna be slim pickings if you're a Laker fan like I am for the next
3
2-3
years. The next 3 to 4 years, it's going to be ugly. The whole thing is until next year.
All they can do is hope that they can move LeBron and get some pieces.
Well, LeBron only has 1 more year, Drew. Then he opts in for his
That's what I'm saying. They
97.
need to move him now.
Yeah,
I'd move him now.
Next year is his last year. Whether he's going to opt in after that for the next 2 years, and I see him opting in because there's the whole thing is that he's got to let them control the organization. He's got to let them be the ones that say this is what we're going to do. Do you like this move? Because to me, to have the team that you had, they were ranked second or third in defense in the whole NBA the year before. Then you add Buddy Hill, who you was missing as a shooter. Then you got DeMarco Rosen, who you weren't even expecting to come in, and you scrapped all of that for this. You
Yep.
scrapped all of that for this. All of
Scrapped it
that.
all for Westbrook
And
and
Carmelo.
Carmelo.
Because he thought, he goes, oh, we can win a chip with these two guys. No, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Carmelo 5 years ago, yes.
Neither one of them guys play defense.
Neither one of them play defense. And the only one of those group that play defense is AD. LeBron don't really play defense either.
And he's hurt
Yeah.
80% of the time.
And he don't play, and that's what I'm saying. And the only reason why the Lakers we got that chip is because we took 2 months off in the middle of the season, and AD and LeBron couldn't get hurt; they could rest,
Yep.
and they were nice and fresh for the bubble, which made all the difference in the world as we saw. So it's just so
But
frustrating.
everybody else got to rest too. So it wasn't like we were the only team that rested their superstars for 2 months.
Yep.
I don't know. I just don't see a way out of it. I mean, and they're just going to have to really and nobody's going to help the Lakers out.
Hey,
Don't kid yourself. No one cares that the Lakers are struggling.
nobody.
But except for the NBA, because the NBA is better when LA is good.
Well, they know that, but that's just like the NFL. You know, you're better when the Dallas Cowboys are winning.
Yep.
You just are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, like everybody goes with the lowest rated. You know, for the NBA Finals, nobody wanted to see Boston and Golden State. Nobody.
Nope.
They don't want to. They don't want to
Lakers
watch Golden State.
Lakers in Boston.
Lakers and Boston. They'd have wanted to
Lakers
see
would
that.
have.
Everybody wanted to see Lakers and Boston. Everybody wanted to see they want to see the Lakers versus anybody. And I'm gonna tell you what would have been great if it was Lakers versus Milwaukee. That would have been must-see TV, and I think your ratings would have been off the chart. But instead, that is not what happened, and the Lakers could not step up and do it. Yeah, and then okay, we're gonna talk a little bit. I went yesterday, Drew, and I'm gonna go over this. We'll go over this one since you're with me today. I did the number 1 and number 2 picks in the NBA since 2000, and we're gonna say bust or no bust. Okay, Kenyon Martin, number 1 pick, bust or no bust. What I did is I gave him a rating, and I gave Kenyon Martin a 7 out of 10. But let's say bust or no bust as far as what a number 1 pick is supposed to be. Kenyon Martin, Drew. You bust or no bust?
Boy, I mean, you got to probably say bust, but he had a decent career.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
Go as far as to call him a bust.
That's why I gave him a 6.5, 7.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, he had 3 or 4 good years in Denver and
with the Nets.
When they had Melo and also with the Nets. I mean, he was a decent player.
What about Stromel Smith?
Oh, bust.
Kwame Brown.
LSU. Wasn't he at LSU?
LSU. Kwame Brown, 2001.
Brown might be the biggest bust of all time.
No. I'm at Kwame Brown next in 2001.
Yeah, he might be the biggest bust of all time. One of them.
Tyson Chandler, 2001, number 2 pick.
I'm going to say no bust there.
I think he played pretty decent. I'm going to give him some love.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Yao Ming.
He was good. He just got injury prone. That back and ankle got him.
Yep. But I said at a scale of 1 to 10, he was about a 6 because he just Jay Williams. And I said I can't really give him anything because he got hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt. He had a chance to be good.
He was a beast, but he got hurt.
Got hurt and hooked on pain pills.
Yep.
Pain pills got him too.
Yep.
Couldn't recover. Stay off the motorcycle, buddy.
Stay off motorcycles on painkillers. Stay off motorcycles anyway. LeBron James.
He's stud.
Milicic went second in 2002.
Darko, probably the second biggest bust of all time.
Yep. 2004, Dwight Howard, the Magic.
Yeah, he's stud.
Okafor went 2. Bust. Andrew Bogut, 2005.
I give Bogut a little bit of love. He had a decent career.
Yeah, I gave Bogut a 6.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, Marvin Williams. Hawks.
Oh, you have to say bust.
Bust.
But he's still in the league. He just never really panned out.
Yep.
But
Andrew.
he got stuck in there with the Hornets too, and shit. Everybody dies when they go into Charlotte.
Yeah, he went Hawks. Hornets.
Yeah, and he had a big body. He could play too.
Yeah.
I think he came out. I think he hurt himself by coming out too early.
Too early.
He should have stayed in college.
1 more year at least.
Better.
Yep. Bargnani
Hugnani,
with the rappers. I
you,
gave him about a
you got to say,
5.
yeah, I'd almost say bust.
Yep, he was
I mean,
average.
he had maybe 2 years
Yep, maybe.
where he was decent.
LaMarcus Aldridge went 2.
I'd give him a good player. Good player.
He was a good player. He was when he was at
Does
Portland.
he
He
make the
was
Hall of Fame? Is LaMarcus Aldridge a Hall of Famer?
no borderline. Borderline.
Okay.
He was a beast at Portland. Oh my God! And
Yeah, and he had a couple good years in San Antonio.
San Antonio, yeah, but when he was man, yeah, no. Greg Oden,
He just tough to really call him a bust because he never really got to play. He just got hurt.
Yeah.
He had bad feet.
well,
Bad
that and he had one leg was longer than the other. How did they not
Right.
see that?
Yeah, they missed that in the pre-draft.
And I'm not going to even dignify Kevin Durant. I'm just going to bypass to the next section. Derrick Rose.
A good player, possible Hall of Famer.
Yep. I gave him about a 7.5 because he got hurt. I would give him an 8 to 8.5.
Yeah, he's still around.
Yeah,
Still
but he was
playing.
MVP of the league before he tore his knee up. Michael Beasley.
I liked Beasley's game. I don't know that he'd ever panned out like they said, but he had a good.
No, but no.
offensive game
But now remember, we're talking about being the number 2 overall pick.
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning. He's probably a 6, which isn't what you want out of your number 2 pick.
No,
so
not at all.
I guess so.
So he'd be close to a bust.
Yeah,
2009, Blake Griffith.
I'd give him the props. He had a good career.
Yep, he had a good career. I agree 100% with that. Because he was the number 1 pick. He had the Clippers in there every year in the playoffs, vying for the playoffs. So I'm going to give him love.
And he played hard every night.
Yep, every night. Won the slam
He's
dunk
aggressive. He
contest.
just beat his body up. I mean, eventually, all the beating he took from battling in there, the big guys cost him back injuries and shoulder injuries. And
Just the
feet.
physicality of his game.
Oh, yeah.
Hassim Thabit
Yeah,
as a bust. I gave him like a 4. John Wall.
He's a good player.
He was a good player. I gave John Wall some love until he got hurt. He was playing, dude. Evan Turner. That's a bust.
Yeah. I mean, he's a role player at best.
Yeah, good role player. But number 2 pick, that's a bust.
No.
Kyrie Irving.
I like him. I mean, he's probably a Hall of Famer. Probably one of the better guards in the league. But, I mean,
Yep.
he didn't win a title. He got him a ring.
Yep. Yep. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
I like him. To be determined.
He's a bust, bro. He ain't a number 2 pick. He's a bust.
You think so?
For the number 2 pick, yeah.
All right.
I mean, Drew, your number 2 pick, who is your number 2 pick? That's a franchise-changing player. Number 1 and 2 picks are franchise-changing players. That's what they are. And when you look at these number 2 picks that we've gone through, like number 2 pick the first time. Swift, no. Chandler, Jay Williams could have been. Milicic, no. Okafor, no. Williams, no. LaMarcus Aldridge, yes. Kevin Durant, yes. This next group, Beasley, no. Thabit, no. Turner, no. Gilchrist, no. You see what I'm saying? None of those are going to change your franchise, except for Aldridge and KD. Now we go to Anthony Davis and Oladipo.
Yeah, I like them both.
Yeah.
I like both those players.
I do too. I like both of them. I thought
think
both.
maybe Oladipo was taken a little high, but he's a good, solid player.
And has been. And has been.
And he got hurt too.
Yep.
Fuck.
But he played really. He was really good at Orlando for a long time. Came here to Oklahoma City, didn't do bad, but once again he didn't get along with Russell. Shocker. So there you go. Anthony Bennett and Jabari Parker.
2 busts.
2 busts. Now we go to 2014.
Imagine another Dookie being a bust.
Yeah. You had to throw that out there, didn't you? Wiggins, and then I had Beasley, but I didn't have him twice. I screwed that up. Wiggins.
I like Wiggins.
I do too.
Been everything as advertised.
Yep. Carl Anthony Towns.
Like him.
Yep. D'Angelo Russell. This is when I'm getting ready to make you sad here. D'Angelo Russell.
D'Angelo Russell.
He's a bust.
Yeah.
Then you went Ben Simmons, Brandon Ingram.
I do like D'Angelo Russell's game, though. I mean,
but Drew,
again,
number 2 pick.
No, he's not a number 2
Thank
pick.
you.
But,
We ain't talking about their game and how he's a good role player. Number 2 is not supposed to be a role player.
right.
Next year, Ben Simmons and Brandon Ingram in 2016.
Bust and no bust.
Right. Well, no, see, I don't count Ben Simmons as a bust. Dude, he was 3-time All-Star before he had his deal last year. He was a beast, man. He was averaging 20. He was averaging double digits and blocks and plus defense.
You can't be on the no bust with me if you can't shoot a free throw.
But, dude, Drew, he made 3-time All-Star, and it was at the end of this last year that it all went south. Before that, he was a monster. Come on, Drew. Come on.
He
was a monster.
Though.
Huh?
He's not playing, though.
I know now, but I'm just saying for those 3 years, he had Philly relevant. He was an All-Star every year. He was on the all-defensive team every year. And it was just after him missing the free throws.
I might be able to fall in line with.
Oh, come on, man. He
question mark next, James.
So you're saying the end of his 4th year, you're going to say
Brandon Ingram. I'd rather have Brandon Ingram than him.
Now? You're saying that now?
Last year too.
Okay, Markelle Fultz.
Bust.
All right, I gave him a 2. Lonzo Ball.
I'd have to say bust.
Bust. Lakers went.
He's no longer with the team. I mean,
Drew.
He's no longer with the Lakers.
The Lakers went with the 3 years in a row with number 2 pick. They went D'Angelo, Brandon, Lonzo.
And not one of them with the team anymore.
No, one of them with the team anymore, and only reason why Brandon's not with the team is because they traded for AD. So you upgraded. You upgraded. You traded a number 2 pick for a number 1 pick. I'm not angry. I'm not angry about that. Okay, 2018, DeAndre Ayton and Marvin Bagley.
For sure, Bagley's a bust. He's a dookie. And then, I don't know. I like Ayton. I think Ayton had a bad playoff, which probably cost him a max contract.
Oh, there's no question. But, well, him not wanting to go into a game.
Yep.
How do you expect me to give you
a too? I mean, they were talking about maxing him out.
Yes.
And then, boy, he just fell off the cliff in the playoffs.
He fell.
I don't know what happened. I'd like to find out what's really going on with him. Something was going on.
Yeah. He went from dominating to nothing. I agree.
So I'll put a TBD next to him because I think he could be good if in the right system. In that system,
he was good.
Playing great.
He was great. I agree. And then all of a sudden, when he didn't want to go into a game, I'm like, you don't want to go into a game? Wait, what? It's playoffs. What?
And now they're talking about moving him. I mean, that went from franchising to moving him in a matter of months.
Something happened. I'm with you 100% with that. Okay, now we're going to go to the last bookie, Drew. 2019, this group right here, Zion and Ja Morant.
Bust, no bust.
Zion's not, well, he hadn't played, been hurt, right?
He did. Fat.
Okay. 2020.
He's fat.
He's fat.
What a bad place
and still
to go
fat.
If you can't control your eating, don't go to New Orleans.
And that's
I mean,
the food is ridiculous, ain't it?
There.
Okay, Anthony Edwards, James Wiseman.
Love Edwards. Like me some Anthony Edwards.
I like Anthony Edwards a lot, bro.
Yeah, he's stud, and I'll give Wiseman the bust.
Yeah, my only problem with Anthony Edwards is how do you go for a steal at the end of the game? What are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing?
He'll learn from that, I think. That's going to be a learning tool right there, and hopefully he goes hard this summer. I like to see him.
And then
get traded to the Lakers eventually.
Yep, and then Wiseman now, that gives the Golden State Warriors ability to get rid of their center now. So they can let get Looney go because you got Wiseman.
Yep.
So, that's what I tell about Golden State. What they did, what Oklahoma City didn't do. When they had everybody, they went for leaps. Like, hey, we can take a chance on this guy. Let's take a chance on this guy. Let's take a chance on this guy. Golden State said, hey, let's go draft this guy. He can help us down the road. Let's go draft this guy. He can help us down the road. Hey, let's go get and trade for what's our boy Wiggins. Let's go trade for him. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's good organization.
And they've got cachet too because they're winning championships.
Yeah, they're winning
4 out of the last 6 finals. So So you're not going to question leadership. You're not going to question the coach, and you're not going to question your two best players because you guys are winning Western Conference championships, and you're in the finals, and you're packing the stands, and you're selling gear. I mean, all the things you do as a successful franchise.
Yep. And then, of course, 2021, Drew, Cade Cunningham and Jalen Green.
I think both of them are going to be good players.
I agree with that. Both of them, man. You know what I'm saying,
Yep.
Drew? You got two really good players
Both
right
of them
there.
got a chance to be really good players.
Both of those are really good players. And you know, now Houston with Jabari and Jalen Green, dude, they going to come out. I mean, that's like the Celtics getting those two that they got back-to-back, Brown and Jason Tatum. That's the same thing for Houston. That can bring you out of the dumps really, really quick with those two.
Yeah, and you know the recurring theme is the teams in the Western Conference are getting better and the Lakers are getting worse.
Yes, I've noticed that. Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
so, like
yes.
I said, I don't foresee. I mean, I don't know if this is how the Lakers are going to go into the season. Why not just move LeBron right now? I mean, I don't understand it. You can't. I don't know that you're not. You can't add any pieces to him because you strapped yourself.
Yep.
So now you're stuck with what you got.
Stuck with what you got.
You might as well make a move. I promise you, as a Laker fan, and I guarantee you, I'm not being the minority out there. Laker fans right now are ready to move LeBron.
Well,
because if he doesn't want to come back, and he's already talking about leaving, cut bait.
Yeah. But the deal is, Drew, us as Laker fans, we didn't want him anyway.
Right. I didn't.
You know, but everybody's like, well, he's going to go out. Well, if you're going to come to L.A., then I'd rather you be with us than the Clippers. No question. Right. But when
now I might take that back.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Paul George than LeBron. And we'd take Paul George and LeBron can go to the Clippers.
Yep. Well, Paul George wouldn't have came, there because Kawhi didn't want LeBron. LeBron wanted Kawhi, remember?
Yep.
And Kawhi didn't want LeBron. But Kawhi's got to be kicking himself right now going to the Clippers instead of the Lakers. But the Lakers weren't going to allow him to play 50 games and 60 games a year or whatever he's playing.
What's Kawhi's contract? What's he's got left on that?
He's got, let me see. He came in for the max. So he's got 3 years left. 2 more after this one.
So he could enter into free agency next year.
No, he's got 1 more year, and then it's his option that next year. But they're stuck with.
He'd be someone that would be on the move.
Yeah, but Drew, they're giving him. He's getting paid so much money. He only has to play 60 games a year. Yeah. That's it. Nobody's going to pay him. Nobody's going to pay him that much money. He's only played. I think he's played less games than Kyrie.
That's crazy.
Since he's been there. And they went and got Paul George for him and gave Oklahoma City, 6 picks, 4 first-round picks, or something stupid for him.
Yep.
And they've exited out of the playoffs both times and had a 3-1 lead and choked to Dallas.
Yeah, they did. That was a bad loss.
That was huge, dude. You up 3-1 and it just went boom, boom, boom. And Dallas was not better than them either.
No,
that's what the sad part was.
Yep.
So I
wasn't sad to see it happen, but
no, I wasn't sad at all. I was cheering it on.
I just want to know when they're going to get their own gym. When they're going to get their own.
That's going to be remember he bought the Forum.
Yeah, good.
Well, because what the Lakers did is
taking our sloppy seconds.
Right. Well, yeah, but the Lakers sold the Forum because they didn't need both. They didn't need they owned it, which I didn't really understand. Why would you sell real estate? It's like in New York, don't sell real estate unless you got to. If you don't have to sell it, why are you selling it? You're in LA, you're in the Forum. And then, of course, the hockey team turned around and sold it to him, and I think he's going to put $1 billion into it, They're redoing the whole thing.
I went to the Forum recently. I went out and watched Black Crows there last year, and it's been totally redone.
Yep.
It's nice.
It's nice. Yeah,
they got the facade, all the suite areas, the bars. It's nice right now. I mean, it's not NBA nice, but if you pump $1 billion into it, it'll be NBA nice.
Well, it's so funny. Remember, everybody goes, I can't believe he paid $2 billion. And I was like, he's got $19 billion left. Woo.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay, now the team is where
And
he can sell it.
he's making $100 million a day. He'll
Yep.
make it back.
Yep. And put it like this, he can make the team's already worth three to 4 billion. So he's already made $1.5 billion
Well,
off
and
his
it's
investment of
smart
$2
too
billion.
because the Forum is a smaller venue,
Yep.
and they don't draw. The Clippers don't draw
As
the
much.
30,000 people a game or 25,000 people. They're going to draw a steady 18 to 20,000 people.
Yeah, well, 15, 16.
Maybe 15, 16 every night. And
I think Oklahoma City
games,
outdraws the Clippers.
I bet they
in
do.
LA.
When they're good.
Yeah, in LA when they're good. Well, because
Yep.
everybody in LA, they are a Rams fan, they're a Lakers fan, they are a Kings fan, and they're Dodger fans. That's what they are. They're not Clippers fans, and they're not Charger fans. They're not one of those. They're not either one of those. And what's the Padres? None of that.
The Clipper
Or
fans
Anaheim, the Angels.
Clipper fans are butthurt Laker fans.
That's what they are.
I mean, they're the ones that have been wronged, or they don't like the way the Lakers are running their team or whatever, and they just decided they're done with the Lakers, and now they're going to root for the Clippers. And the fact that the tickets are about a fourth of the cost. It's like going to the G League compared to going to the Thunder game when you're talking about ticket prices.
Yes, it really is. It's like watching the G League versus the Thunder. I agree.
And to tell you everything you need to know, their most expensive ticket of the whole year is against guess who?
The Lakers.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at least they're not sharing the facility. You know what I'm saying?
Get your flag, get your banners down that you don't have, your Western Conference runner-up or whatever you had up there, and just move on down the road.
Oh, I agree 100%. Okay, now, here's the question of the day, Drew.
Okay.
They're talking about, Steph being moved in the top 10. I was like, Steph ain't better than KD. How the hell are you going to move him in front of KD? Oh, because he's got rings?
Mm-hmm.
And so the question of the day, Drew, KD or Steph if you had to start a team?
KD.
That's what I said. I was telling somebody, I was like, I don't understand all this Steph talk.
Steph Curry's 6'2". I mean, he is probably the greatest shooter
ever. There ain't no probably. He is.
Bird,
ain't no probably. He is.
Yeah, he is.
He is. Not in clutch, but overall, yes.
Volume overall shooter, yeah.
Right.
Give it to him. But
it's like if I have a regular season quarterback.
7 foot tall and just a monster.
Right. It's like to me, if I want a regular season quarterback, I'm taking Peyton Manning. If I want a championship, I'm going to take Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's what that is.
So, I build my team around Durant. Because Durant right now, he's got maybe 2 years left of his prime.
Right.
And then he's going to really start descending. So if Brooklyn, I would be surprised if Brooklyn doesn't make some sort of move to try to get somebody else in there to try to win one of the next 2 years.
Well, but Drew, the team that they got right now, they've got KD, Kyrie, Ben Simmons, Harris, and oh my God, who is the other one that they have under contract? Oh my God, there's one more. And they're really good. And then you got Patty Mills. He hasn't exercised his option.
Big man. I wouldn't be surprised to see him pick up Dwight Howard. Don't be shocked if that happens.
Well, they do need somebody in the paint. That's true.
Just in there to put board and bang and rebound and eat up minutes and take up fouls.
And do stupid fouls. Stupid fouls.
Right.
Yes, that would be him. That would be him.
He does that well. And he doesn't want to be in L.A. Shocker.
Yeah, well, he's done with L.A. because L.A.'s been done with him since Kobe was done with him. He got to L.A. and people don't understand. Laker fans are extremely L.A. people in general are extremely sports smart. They're very intelligent when it comes to sports. They're extremely intelligent. You can't pull the wool over their eyes. They ain't trying to have it. You know what I'm saying? In Oklahoma, you
Especially
can pull
basketball and baseball. For sure.
Yep, like in Oklahoma, you can pull the wool over people's eyes because they're blinded by certain things. They're not ignorant sports fans. They're becoming more and more knowledgeable because the more professional sports you have, the more knowledgeable you become with what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And LA's always had sports
teams. The more
teams.
educated people you get in your city talking about it.
Yes.
Giving you unfiltered opinions.
Real opinions, not fake opinions.
Correct.
Real stuff.
Right.
They will go, like I was telling somebody the other day, I was watching Kalina Azubuike, who came from Tulsa. He went to Tulsa Christian and, of course, went to play for
Yep.
Kentucky and then played in the league. He is the color commentary guy for the Golden State Warriors. I don't know if
Oh,
you
I
knew
didn't
that.
know that. Really?
And they had him on, and he was lighting them up. He was like, look, we need this, this, and this. This is what we're not doing. This is what we got to have. Here's the problem we're having. And I'm like, you would never hear that in Oklahoma City about the Thunder. They would never break the Thunder down like that. Like, here's our issues. This is what we got to fix. Here's the problem. Thunder fan, you can't say that in the Thunder.
So how has the fallout been in OKC since the day of Chet?
Well, the barbershop was on fire Friday. I went and got my hair cut, and I couldn't do the show then. So I thought I'd wait a day. It wasn't any better Saturday. I'm like, I can't say, you can't be on my show saying the stuff you're saying, guys. We can't. It was ugly, Drew. It's still ugly. But my consensus is we are where we are. Let's just support his decision and say, let's go forward. We just got to believe that his plan or what he thinks is going to happen is going to happen. I did not listen to his press conference, but my understanding is he did not mention SGA's name one time. And all he talked about was Giddey and Trey Man and the younger guys. And I'm like, well, first of all, SGA is your best player, not Josh Giddey.
Right.
SGA, Josh Giddey is not SGA, not even close to SGA. He's a good player, but he's not SGA. And if you make that mistake of thinking that Josh is going to be can replace SGA, you're in trouble. If we have that plan of thought, Drew, Oklahoma City's in trouble.
Well, I would like to hear what he said about his Santa Clara pick.
I just didn't want to hear anything he said. No, Drew, this is why. You had a plan that this is what you were going to do. You didn't believe that Jabari was going to fall into your lap at number 2. And when he did, you did not have a plan to draft him. You had a plan. We're going to draft Chet. We're going to move up to number 11. We're going to get this guy. We're going to get the kid from Santa Clara, and we're going to draft Jalen Williams, number 12. That was his plan. And he went through his plan. And he bypassed the best player in the draft because he did not have a plan to say, okay, we're going to take him. Then what do we do now? What pieces do we add to him? Where they already knew what they were going to do because they were expecting Orlando. But I'm like, Drew, I said this the other day, and I had been saying it all week, had I not. When Jabari came out on his Twitter and said, I want to go to Oklahoma City and this is why, Orlando was not going to pick him.
Right. Yeah, I should have known that.
And I said that, Monday, Tuesday, when I harped all week about it. And there's no way in hell he did not see that coming. But he made up his mind. He wanted Chet. He was going to draft these guys around Chet. That was his decision, and he went through it. He did not have a backup plan, or he did not want a backup plan. He's drafting Chet. This is what he's going to do around him, and we're going to believe in Chet. And I was talking to a guy the other day, and he goes, well, he's 8. He was the 19 under you player of the year or player of the game for the USA. I go, that's 19 and under, bro. That ain't the league. What the hell are you how you comparing those two? That's European basketball. I played European basketball. I said I was 18 under you, now on the world champions. So that ain't the league. That's USA basketball. That ain't the league. But so anyway, the general census is, Drew, I would say 70% of the people are not happy that I've talked to. And I told them all, look, this is what Presti went with. This was his decision. And so all we can do as fans is go to the Thunderdome and support what he's done. That's all we can do.
Yeah.
Agree?
Yeah, I mean,
that's all you can do.
Yeah, you just got to grin and bear it.
It's like the Laker fan. We're stuck where you're stuck. All you can do is just go, we're stuck where we're stuck, and we just got to go with it, bite our tongues, and do what we got to do. There's nothing else. You got to trust that his pick at 11 and Jalen Williams at 12 or whatever, and Jalen Williams at 32 are going to make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing
Yeah,
he can tell me, Drew.
I'm
There's nothing you can
interested
tell
to
me.
see what he does. I'm
All I can
interested to
say
see
is
what he
this:
does.
you
Yeah.
when you pass up on the number one pick in the draft, you can't tell me I don't want to hear your excuses. I don't want to hear it. When you pass up on the best player in the draft, I don't want to hear your excuses. I just
Yeah.
don't.
When they get their ass whipped on the boards every night, I don't want to hear about it.
I don't want to hear it. Well, I will say this. I'm gonna be doing my After the Storm show after every summer league game when the summer league guys are playing. I'll be doing my show for After the Storm. We're going back to do our normal Thunder shows. 45 minutes after every game, I'll have all the stats, and I will be breaking down the Thunder Summer League deal, and we'll be talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you want to come on and join and watch, hey, that's cool with
Yep.
me, whatever. But I'm gonna be breaking it down, and I'm doing my same thing I did with this in the season with the Thunder. I'm gonna break it down and tell you the truth.
Yep.
And Drew, I'm gonna say this: I had so many people come up to me after Thunder games or after doing my show about Thunder, and they're like, "Dang, Matt, I was always wondering, but man, I wasn't sure if that's what I was seeing." And after listening to you, man, that's exactly what was going on. I was right. Yeah, you were right. You ain't dumb.
Mm-hmm.
You just needed confirmation that what you were seeing was right.
When
So,
does summer league start out in Vegas? A couple weeks.
the second week of July, I believe, right after the 4th. We can look that up. Let me see. Let's look that up real quick, and we can be able to tell you, Drew. Let me see. When does summer league start? We can look that right up real quick. Summer league. Oh, I guess it would help if I put summer in there, huh, Drew?
Mm-hmm.
July 5th through the
Oh,
7th.
next week. Not just
Starts
3 days.
Thursday, July 7th, and ends July 17th.
Yeah, that's about right.
Let me see. Do they have the schedule here? They may. Let's see if they have the schedule on here, Drew.
They should probably.
Uh, Schedule. Okay, here you go. Let me see if the Thunder is on here. Okay, we'll break down and find the Thunder's first game. Wow. Okay. We play Memphis Wednesday, the 6th at 5 o'clock. ESPN, so at 7 o'clock it would be our time, ESPN 2. Then we play Thursday against Philly. So we have Memphis and then Philly. Then we have then we play Houston, which ought to be Saturday the 9th. We have Oklahoma City versus Houston.
There you go. There you go. There's your battle of your picks.
Bro. I can't wait to break. Let me get my sweet tea right here. I'm gonna break that down real time. You know what I'm saying? But Houston getting Jabari and Jalen back to back could be Boston getting Green and Brown and Tatum back to back. That could be 2-3 years from now. That could be huge picks for them. You know what I'm saying? After those guys grow up, that could get Houston out of the dumps. So. Anything you want to talk about, bro? Oh, we didn't get your Drew Hinthorn picks in. You forgot to send them to me, bro. HuskerDrewPicks.com. You not have any?
Yeah, I do. I took. I texted them to you. I just was a little late.
You did? You were a little while. You can't text them to me while I'm on the air, bro.
I went. I took the Dodgers and the Rockies over the 11 runs today.
Okay, I see that.
And then I took the Rangers and the Royals over the 8.5 runs just because I always take the Rangers over.
Yep.
Wind's blowing out in Chicago and the Reds pitching sucked, so I took the over in the Cubs game. And then I rode with the Rays tonight plus the 122.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Little underdog pick there for you. They're playing the Brewers, which I will now against the Brewers because they cost me about 17 times. And then I took the Blue Jays money line tonight at home. They're catching. Let me see who they got here. I do believe they might have already started here. Yeah, Red Sox are coming off long homestand, jumping back on the road, going
Okay.
going to another country, and I'm with you. I like to bet against the Red Sox every once in a while. So took the Blue Jays, and then I took the Braves to bounce back against that BS against the Dodgers Sunday
I'm
night.
sorry
So
I'm sorry we busted that butt the other night. I meant to text you, but I didn't want to break you. I knew you were already
don't
hurt, and
even
I didn't
get
want to
me
hurt you too bad.
started. Don't even get me started on
I didn't want to
Major
bust your
League
feelings up too
Baseball
bad.
extra inning bullshit.
Oh,
You
that's
realize
funny.
that the Braves have not won an extra inning game this year? They are 0-9.
Yeah, but they win. They win the games when it's not extra innings.
Yeah, I don't like that rule at all. The
Uh,
extra inning rule, just
Started put a guy on
regardless of the
second
fact the Braves
base.
can't.
Put a guy on
Yeah,
second base.
I
Hey,
mean,
well,
what
Drew.
is somebody in a hurry?
Hey,
I
Drew.
mean,
We
yeah,
didn't talk about OU and
oh
them
yeah,
taking Horton off the mound in the eighth
yeah.
after he almost got
Huge,
his
wasn't it?
head taken off.
I was there. You see my picture I sent you?
Yeah, I saw that. I know, but
I
dude,
like
do you
that.
agree with them taking Horton off the bench or taking Horton out?
Well, dude, I mean, he's coming off Tommy John surgery. He did throw 108 pitches or whatever it was. I mean,
Yep.
I don't know. It's a judgment call. You got to watch out for the kid's future. And who knows? Maybe he was tired.
Yep. And then
But
he almost got his head taken off.
yeah,
That
but
too.
the call of the game is the in the base pad call in the sixth inning that sends the guy back to third base when OU could have stretched that lead right there.
Yeah, well, he did
Changed
run
the whole
in.
game.
Hey, Drew, he ran inside the line.
Yeah, he did.
He ran
I
inside the
didn't realize
line.
that rule makes the guy from home go back to third.
Yeah, but Drew, it's the rule is the rule, Drew.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Like I was,
it was. I tell you what, it was Oxford, Mississippi North in there, boy. There was a lot of Ole Miss fans.
they
A
said
lot.
that we talked to some guys there that were there for one of the games, and he said they told us they go, bro, they had like Ole Miss 10,000 Jello shots at
Oh
$4
yeah.
a
Well,
piece.
did you see the picture I took? Look at that I sent you. If you look
Yes,
behind it, that's the Jello shot board.
was that the Jello shot board behind you? The one
Yeah.
you and Trish?
So the one yeah. So the one I sent you, if you look at that real closely, the
Oh, I
Jello
see it. Right?
shot
Okay, I
board
see it.
16,174 Jello shots, and that was as of the 5 minutes after the game
Yeah,
ended.
16,000 Jello shots,
And the next closest was 8,661
which was
from
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Auburn, 430. How does
Yeah,
Notre Dame have more than you?
yeah, yeah.
OU at 800. That's sad. Whoa, Drew, Texas,
Yeah, they were only there
Stanford.
2 days. The
Oh
Texas only
God,
there 2 days.
Stanford 229, Texas 316. Oklahoma at least almost had 1,000. Oklahoma at least had 814.
Yeah, 16,000.
Jeez, Drew. Yeah, I didn't.
They weren't, and the one I had, wasn't even a Jello shot, dude. It was just syrup. I don't even think it was even concentrate yet. It was terrible. But I got to say I did it. I was there.
Dude,
One time.
16,000 at $4 a piece.
I mean, it was so crazy walking into the stadium. You could just hear. I mean, if Ole Miss got an out, it was like standing room only. You barely know if OU did anything if you weren't inside the game.
Yeah, I had to give a shout out to my goddaughter, Caitlin Creekmore, for Ole Miss. She went to Ole Miss for her Rebels winning the national title. I had to give her some love for her winning, so I had to at least do that. But I was telling people all day long, it ain't nothing like Ole Miss in the Orchard, man, for a tailgate.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Ain't nothing like it, bro.
I've been there.
Me too, several times, and I'm just saying it ain't nothing like it. I mean, wow.
I just couldn't believe that that's the first ever men's national championship in any sport.
Yeah, in
I mean,
any
how is
sport.
that possible?
In any sport.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
and they tore it down. We got out of there about 5:30, and they were going strong.
I wonder what did they end up in Jello shotness after that? 20,000 probably. Nah,
I
probably
mean,
seven.
that right there was right before the game let out. and that's all. That was 16,000 up and to there. And I guarantee it went over 20,000.
Yeah, they went back there and just tore that place down.
I saw some videos of that place later in the night, and they were going strong on a Sunday night.
Hey, Drew. The question is, were they fully staffed Sunday night?
Oh, yeah, they were. They were ready to go.
Yeah, they had extra staff. That's one of those deals where you make that.
And what a great, and that's like the prime spot of any spot. I mean, literally, it's right as you walk out the gate.
Yes. Oh yeah, it was crazy. It was. That's probably where they make all their yearly money.
Oh yeah.
Is that weekend?
Funny that you mentioned that. I talked to a guy about that same thing that's kind of dialed in here, and he was telling me that it's about 70% of their income for the whole year
Is
in that 2 weeks.
Oh, I believe it.
And he was telling me that there's a count room down by one of the big bars that's here in town. I won't say their name on the air, but anyway, they take duffel bags of money and take it across the street to a count room where it's guarded by armed guards, and then they make their deposits, all the time during the day. It's just cash because you got all these cash bars.
Oh
right
yeah.
there. And it's a count room across the street. Just hand over fist making money.
Oh yeah, but it's only for 2 weeks though, so you got to save all that to pay your employees throughout the year.
Oh, they were rooting for OU. There was a lot of people down there rooting for OU that run businesses. They wanted that championship game Monday. But
you knew you called it though. You said that the OU people were going to travel well for that.
Yep.
One of my kids that I trained, he was there yesterday. I said, "How was the game?" He goes, "Oh, it was fun." I go, "Well, you sure got back fast." He goes, "Oh, well, we flew back every night." I was like,
"Must be nice."
Wait a minute. So y'all flew to the game and then turned around and flew back every other day. Jesus.
Yeah, it's probably not though. What?
Must be nice, Drew.
2.5 hour flight.
Yeah, must be nice. Fly up, fly back, same day. Ain't got to worry about a hotel room.
Yeah.
But he said he had fun. He, of course, he had his World Series T-shirt on, and he was feeling real good about himself. He's a good kid.
Well, and they got just 2 beautiful nights.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
And then Monday, and then yesterday was beautiful too. So I mean, it would have been a perfect night again. But
for game 3.
It was fun.
Yep. Game 3. All right, Drew. Hey, I'll hit you up tomorrow, bro. I'm out of here.
All right, brother. We'll do.
All right, appreciate you. That was my boy Drew Henthorn for HuskerDrewPicks.com. Like I said, we want to take this opportunity to thank my guys over at YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. The bank
to make things happen.
Bank that makes things happen. I didn't know if you were still there. Yeah. Pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. But I want to thank them for sponsoring our minority, women-owned, and black-owned business tour. We went to a women-owned business the other night after the Thunder picks. So we've got to find another women-owned business to go to today. And I can't wait to get back, Drew, so you can go with me over to Ned's and have some of them, of those fries, bro.
Not going to be long.
Those onion rings. Huh?
Not going to be long.
Yeah, I know. Only a few weeks, so we look forward to doing that. Anything else you want to talk about before we bounce?
No, I think we're good. I'll have some good stuff to talk about tomorrow.
Yeah, we will. All right, well, hit me back and just let me know how it's going, bro.
Will do.
All right, that was my boy Truth Henthorn of HuskerDrewPicks.com. Don't forget, today, where we are, we're at, we got a bunch of my peeps coming through here. Hey, Will, what's going on, man? How you doing? It's so good seeing you, too. And that was one of my old coach, high school coaches. That was one of his good friends who delivered mail. Then, of course, Josh Shepard was in here earlier, one of the best basketball players in the history of Oklahoma high school basketball in a class. And Comet was in here earlier checking us out. But anyway, we're at we're at George's Happy Hog over here, 712 Corbertson Drive, 2 blocks east of Lincoln, just north of the Capitol. Just south of the Capitol and just north of the OU Medical Center, directly across from the Homestead. So just get to Culbertson. You can only go east up the hill to the stop sign. Just past that, we're on the right. And if you want some barbecue and rib ends and smoked bologna and hot links and, of course, greens and mac and cheese. This is the spot. So I want to thank everybody. Like I said, thank everybody for watching today's edition of the Unpopular Hour. Once again, I'm your host, Matt Clark. Everybody stay safe